Today, I'm gonna take you guys through a property that somebody that I mentor has under contract from a wholesaler. We're gonna look at the pros, the cons, we're gonna run the numbers, and we're gonna find out if this is a deal that he should buy or pass on at the end of it. So stay tuned, I hope you enjoy it. Let's go. We can all be this. Sorry, we're hanging out. What are we doing today? What are we doing here?
So today we're gonna walk this property and figure out a layout plan for it. Okay. So I found some comps, but they have 2 more bathrooms than this has. So this has 1 bathroom, and then the comp, like their blue house over there.
Yeah.
That's sold for $450,000.
Yep.
Same square footage, but it has 2 more bathrooms.
And it's also not on a busy road.
Exactly.
So we got to account for that.
Yeah, exactly.
So here, let me grab my marker. Well, you haven't closed on this yet, have you?
No, not yet.
All right. So I've got my marker, and boom. Listen, never leave home without a big marker and big Post-its so you can do floor plans and layouts. So, all right, but real quick though, where did you find this?
Actually a wholesaler.
And what are the numbers?
So I got it locked up at 182.5.
Okay.
And I'm budgeting about 70,000 in renovations.
Okay.
A little bit more, depends.
I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be more than 70.
Okay.
So wait, all right, we're looking at that other house over there, and we'll go over there and look. Like we'll walk over there.
Okay.
At some point, but that other house, was it updated?
Yes.
Dude, I'm just gonna tell you that just on the outside to side this house, my budget's $5,000 a level. This is 2 levels and it's a little bit bigger. I would probably say 15, 16,000 just in siding.
Okay.
And then you got box gutter repair. You're gonna want to paint those fish scales. You want to save that though. Okay. You want to save that detail. And then you want to put a roof on it, and the roof will probably be like $7,500. Okay. So let's do a little running math. Yeah. While we're going through this, we can look and see what we got here. So, siding, 15K, roof, and we'll verify. Like we can do an eagle view and all that stuff, but say 7,500K. The windows, are you replacing those?
Probably not, because they're newer.
Okay. This porch is sloping.
Yeah, so we probably have to jack it up.
Listen, man. So okay. We got to think about the story of this house, all right? We're on a busy road. We don't, and it's okay to be on a busy road in certain neighborhoods, but the clearance to get out, like there is no turnaround here. Exactly. Like you're going out on the road. So you got to think like, typically the people buying here in Columbia, Tuscaloosa, Mount Lookout aren't really school driven, like aren't driven by school districts because they like want to live like close to downtown. Like this is like hip, they're cool, they're young. They don't care about that. They'll send their kids to like Montessori or wherever, or to a different private school. So like, you think like, if I have kids, I'm like not gonna want to spend $450,000 on a house that's on a busy road across from a gas station. Gas station, yeah. So there's a lot of dings against it, right? So that's just what I'm thinking for this so far. But one thing I'm thinking though is like it's a good location for young professionals without kids. It's like right in the thick of things. You're across from the gas station. Like there's a lot of pluses for a rental more than a flip. Exactly. And now I don't want a rental this big. How many square feet is this?
1,600.
1,600 is like a little bit too big for a flip or for a rental.
A rental. Okay.
Now, if I could divide it up and make 2 800 square foot 2-bedroom units out of this, now we can talk. And I think we can push values and we can go highest and best, and then we can open up the buyer pool. I think this would be a tough house to sell, to be totally honest. Yeah. I just wouldn't flip this house. And I don't want to crush your dreams or tell you anything, but I have a house right down the street, and I lost $250,000 on it. Destroyed me for buying out of my area. Now that was on a hill. I was distracted. I didn't push that job. People here are picky. Like you know, like Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow. Yeah. Their house is like right behind that where that used to be a Starbucks. They used to live. They both obviously buy new houses. When they first came to Cincinnati, they lived behind that Starbucks in that cul-de-sac. Oh, wow. So this area, they've got money. Yeah, so when they have money, they have choices. And this house is like, this isn't like a first-time home buyer thing. Like this would be like a second buyer. So I just don't think you should flip this house.
I was going to keep it as a rental.
The 1,600 square foot rental?
Yeah.
All right.
What you think?
I don't think it's terrible, but I would also think the highest and best would be if I could turn it into a 2-family.
Okay.
and we can call zoning here in a second and see what they say.
Okay.
Now, if you turn it to a 2-family, what would you rent this 16? What would you rent this for?
So I looked at Renometer and it said about 2,500.
I think it's probably about right.
25, 27.
Okay. Now, I don't think that's wrong. So my house, I have around the corner is 1,100 square feet, and I rent that for 1,900.
Okay.
So we can definitely look at it like that as well. Now, I want you to understand then too, on the flip side of that, is you keep it as a rental, you get this thing to appraise for $450 because you comp it out to that and you build a really strong appraisal packet, you're probably not going to sell it for $450. So you've got to make sure your stuff's tight.
Okay.
Like you've got to be tight on this.
Okay.
All right. So let's look what we got in here. So the best thing when in these old houses is taking something functionally obsolete and forcing the appreciation. So why don't you walk me through the vision of what you have and like what we're looking at, and then we'll go through it again.
Okay. So this side of the house is actually sagging, so we'll have to probably jack this side of the house up and check out those floor joists. Okay. And then I was just going to take all this flooring out, do new LVP, and then paint, and really just keep it like this.
Okay. So this will be the living room then.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. How's all the electric and stuff?
The electric is fine, I believe.
Okay. Well, all right, cool. So let's go look. So living room, what is this, dining room or?
I'm actually not sure. It could be a dining room.
Okay.
But this is sloping too. It's also sloping too.
This is a big slope.
Yeah.
All right.
Stair stepping in the walls.
Yeah. Well, here we'll go around. All right. So then this is the kitchen. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going. So this is the first floor.
Yeah.
All right, let's go upstairs. All right. Tell me what you're thinking right now.
I was really just trying to get because I seen that comp over there.
Yeah.
And I was really trying to add at least an extra bathroom.
How many square feet is the other comp?
1645.
1645. Mm-hmm. So I think we can get another bathroom. Mm-hmm. And I think we can get a half bath downstairs. I'm pretty confident. So then it ends up being a 3-bed, 2.5 bath. Okay. So that being said, it's like we want to figure out like the easiest thing. A lot of times with the bathrooms, we want to go like back to back. Mm-hmm. So we have one bathroom. So then we just have a wet wall and then a bath on this side and a bath on that side kind of deal. Let's see what we can do. So like this is obviously the largest room. Mm-hmm. So this could almost be the master, but then the plumbing's all the way over here. So in my head, I think that this right here, this weird space right here, could be 2 bathrooms. You could literally frame that in right there, and then you don't have to work it out, but we can draw it on paper. But like this space right here it's basically the same footprint as that other bathroom that's right on the other side of this wall. Mm-hmm. Now, I would say you're already probably going to replumb a lot of the stuff in this house because we want to add new bathrooms and stuff. Mm-hmm. So making this room right here a bathroom for this room, the master, and then also the hall bathroom would be the easiest thing. And then turning that into a bedroom where the current bathroom is. Now, we need to measure that stuff out because like the bedroom, we really need to be at a minimum 10 by 10 at a minimum. Mm-hmm. And the bathrooms, both bathrooms, 5 by 7 is fine. 5 by 7 is the smallest you really want to go in a full bath. Mm-hmm. And I'll show you why in a sec. So, and I like this better because since that bedroom's over there, we can push this way because that other room is so big that like we can steal space from that. We definitely can't steal space this way. Yeah. So we just got to steal space this way. So this is the space that we'd want to turn into 2 bathrooms somehow. Mm-hmm. And we'd want to draw that out on paper. Okay. And get an exact idea. So then this bedroom's a good size. So I'm just like looking, the bedrooms are all good sizes. Mm-hmm. So good size bedroom. In here is pretty cosmetic. Like, dude, you can save all of this. This is all paint and flooring. Okay. Like this, I think this is all like the trim's really nice. As long as this electric's not completely trash, which we'll go look in the basement. Mm-hmm. But this doesn't look bad. I mean, even these windows are vinyl. Like, and if you're keeping it as a rental, like, I mean, they go up and down. They need a little bit of repair, but I don't know if I would necessarily replace them all. Mm-hmm. All right. So then our biggest expense up here is going to be figuring out, dude, look at the floor. Yeah. Just saying. Just because you can doesn't always mean you should.
Exactly.
So yeah, this bathroom is big and it's weird. And you can feel that. Can you feel it?
Yeah, that slope is running this way.
Oh, man, you're gonna have to jack. I mean, there's gonna be some jacking done in this house.
Yeah.
All right. And we opened this up. This is too small for a bedroom, so we definitely need to push this way. Mm-hmm. And I'm okay pushing this way because I know it's not load bearing. So I can take, I won't mess with this wall here, but I know I can push this way here. Mm-hmm. I can push 3 feet this way, and then that will be a bedroom. Then this could even be the entrance to this bathroom. And then I can push. This room is still big enough where I can even start the bathroom out 4 feet. And again, we're just doing this, we'll really measure this stuff out. But this is kind of how it starts. It was coming up with rough numbers, putting it on paper and see, does it even make sense?
Okay.
Because this will still be plenty big right here. Because then you have an ensuite, full bath, 2 bedrooms upstairs. Downstairs will be a nice kitchen, half bath. We need to get laundry out of the basement, out of the first floor, because that's kind of weird. So we'll probably want to think about if we can put stackable somewhere up here. Okay. And if we can't, it's not the end of the world. We can walk through that. But actually, I have an idea. We can do laundry on the first floor. We can look and see down there. Okay. Does this all make sense up here?
Yeah.
I see the vision.
Yeah, right?
When you said the bathroom connected to the king room, the master room, I can see that.
Right? Yeah. And then just moving it. Because a lot of times people get stuck on when something is there, they're just that's just where it goes. And it's exactly. No, it's not. It doesn't have to. The way that you make money on these houses, and you know this, man, is you force appreciation, you increase the value, and you take stuff that's old and functionally obsolete, and we just modernize it, and we update it, and make it make sense for somebody to use nowadays. And then we just follow the comps.
Exactly.
That's it. So, yeah, I mean, this isn't that heavy of a lift. So, this isn't that bad. I just want to check out the mechanicals. This is an interesting slope. You can literally see, you can see the floor moving. Somebody was like, I'm going to install this floor. It'll end up going where it goes. What is wrong with you?
Is this a basement or a crawl space?
Oh, basement.
All right, so we'll go look in a second. But here's what we got. We can't open this up because the stairs are in here, which is totally fine. So we can still have a nice living room here, dining room in here. And I think in this house, you could get away with the formal spaces. In the apartments, it's where it's different when I try to combine stuff. Houses are different. You finish houses different than apartments. This is a big kitchen. This is a good sized kitchen. I would want my bathroom and my laundry to be somewhere in this space, but I don't want them to come off of the kitchen. I also don't want them to come off the dining room, but I'm just thinking the lesser of two evil is you have this space and we could easily just put a door on the other side of that and then frame this in. So we can think about that. The good thing is you have options. The problem is when there's not any room in a house and you're just where do I get the room? You have the room. We just got to figure out the best place to put it.
Okay.
Dude, look at that door frame. Look at this door frame. No, tell me this house isn't moving. You can't say that.
This house leaning for sure.
Oh, it's electric. All right. So let's go.
Slope in bed.
And the nice thing too is when we do the plumbing upstairs, these are 10-foot ceilings. They're huge.
Yeah.
We can drop them. We can drop them a foot, 6-8 inches. So then we can run all the plumbing right here without having to make a mess. You can run all new clean plumbing, all new clean electric, and then just drywall. Because nobody's gonna be oh, they're 10-foot. Nobody's they're 9-foot ceilings. 9-foot ceilings are still good. Yeah. Most houses are 8 foot. I'm not gonna bump my head on anything. You guys might, but I'm good. So. All right, let's go look in the dungeon. Cool. A few things down here we're going to look for is mechanics. Furnace, water heater, electric, and then obviously the structure, the foundation. So the furnace looks decent. I'm going to get that serviced. That looks decent. Here. Stone foundation, which is really common in Cincinnati, old dungeons. These old stone foundations are pretty common. But now remember, we got all that sloping.
Yep.
Look at this. You can see here they tried to fix this.
They did the same thing over here.
So
they just didn't jack it up before they put these in. You can fix this.
Yeah, you can. Dude, you can fix anything. The question is it worth it? So let's look. So the way that you need to fix this, and again, I would have my structural engineer tell me just to make sure. But typically, the way that you're going to do it is you're going to jackhammer this floor. We're going to go down 3 feet. We're gonna pour footers. We're gonna pour a concrete footer. Then we're gonna put our braces. But then we're gonna put our 4x4, 6x6s, whatever they call for, or beams if they call for it. Whatever the engineer calls for, we'll put in. Jack it up, and then that will sit on there. So they did something here. Like I'm just trying to see. One of the fastest ways to see if they did their basement work right is if you can tell where they jacked the concrete around and they poured the footer. This one looks like they did. I mean, dude, they did pour the footer. It doesn't look wrong. Maybe they just didn't go high enough. Right? What do you think, Dylan?
I agree. They definitely. Well, it's weird.
So let's go.
Well, no, yeah, you can see they did all of the footers.
Yeah, you can see they did the footers. See here, guys? So this is what you want to see is like the footers right here. See, they saw cut this. So they saw cut this. So somebody that knew what they were doing, I would think, did some of this. I mean, that is Boeing. I mean, these are just old dungeon stone basements in Cincinnati that'll never be dry. I would just tell all my tenants, like, you can store stuff in the basement. It's at your own risk. Like, that's it. It's just, don't call me if something's in here. It's just at your own risk. That's definitely, you can tell this is termite damage by the channels. The tunneling, see all the tunneling? But termite, I mean, we budget $800. Get it traded, transferable warranty. They'll be gone. Water heater looks newer. So that's nice. Water heater's newer. Furnace looks like it's in decent shape. I'm looking at the wire. See how this is all Romex? That's newer wiring. That looks fine. One thing you want to look for though is you want to make sure it's not newer wiring tied into knob and tube. So if you see a junction box like that, where the new wire comes in and knob and tube comes out, you're like, oh no. But I don't see that. So let's go to the panel. So the panel, so yeah, look, I mean, it comes out, it starts here and it comes out. So at some point, they did rewire things, but I'm a little bit like, see, that's knob and tube coming out of here.
Yeah.
And it junctions right here. And that's going out. That's going out. Man, I would have one of my guys just go up to the outlets upstairs, pull a couple outlets, and then pull the light fixture out and have them pull it out just to see what the wiring is there. Okay. Even if I give my electrician like $200, like, dude, come out, pull a couple of these out and just look. It's worth a couple $100 just to see. And I'm not saying you're not going to buy it if it's like that, but it's just good you want to budget. Like a house like this, 1,600 square feet, right?
Yep.
At $10 a foot, that's $16,000. It's not like a little, oops, like that's a lot of money. I mean, down here, I don't see anything super that stands out. I mean, the house is 125 years old probably.
Yeah, built in 1880.
What do you think? What do you think about what's going through your head right now?
I like it.
Yeah, I don't think, I mean, to be honest, like it's not terrible. I still think 70 is too low. Too low, okay. For a rehab. So you definitely need to go back and beat them up. Or let's go up here and we'll talk about that. Yeah. All right, so my first steps here is get photos, and I want to get the layout. Because I want to get the entire layout of everything, the way it sits right now. And then I just want to play with it. Like I want to play with it and come up with a different layout that will force the appreciation and with everything that I want in it. Then I'd have my architect that I use off Fiverr, one of my gig guys, just draw something up for a couple $100 and give me some ideas just so I could get like a better layout ideas. But all right, so we're in here. Outside, we got siding and roof. We got those. And we'll look a little closer in a little bit. So bathrooms. We want to do both the bathrooms. Bath 1 and bath 2. So we'll just start with those two. Upstairs. Now, we want to do those 5x7 because 5x7 makes the most sense. So this is a box here. This is 5 foot right here, 5 foot right here. And we want to mirror them. So what we want to have is called like a wet wall. So basically right here will be our wet wall. And this will get framed with a 2x6. 2x6s instead of 2x4s so we can fit valves on both sides. So how they'll look is like tub, be drain, here, toilet, and then 24-inch vanity right here. So then this will be the hall one, and this will be coming in from the ensuite. Does that make sense? Yeah. Because this is when we come up the stairs are right here. Boom. And this is where the old bathroom is right here. Coming right at the stairs right here. Does that make sense so far? Yep. So we're going to take it, we're going to flip it in here. So we just want these to be 5 by 7 foot. That's like the perfect size for a bathroom. So that's what the bathrooms will look like. Each one of these for a plumbing fixture, to get a plumber to rerun it, I'm gonna budget with the plumber and the finishes. We're gonna pay the plumber about $1,000 a fixture to plumb it, and then I'll budget another $200 for like the finish, for the shower relevant faucet, for the vanity faucet, for all that kind of stuff. So we'll say $1,200 for each one of these. So this is $1,200, $1,200, toilet, $1,200, $1,200, $1,200 vanity, $1,200 vanity. So for each one of these, we have $3,600 in plumbing and finish, $7,200 in that plumbing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
7,200. Now, half bath, we got to do the half bath. Half bath. That one is, there's 2 fixtures in there. There's a toilet and the sink. So 2,400 for that. Now, the next things we got, paint. House is 1,600 square feet. I budget $5 a square foot. That's my material, labor, and everything.
Okay.
That's to repaint it. Now you're gonna have some drywall repairs, so like we'll have a miscellaneous in there, but $5 a foot. What's 1,600 times 5?
I got it. 8,000.
8,000. I'm gonna bump that to 10. 10K. 10K for that. Then we got our flooring. So we got 1,600 square feet of flooring. I'm gonna budget $5 a foot for that. Now I know I can get the flooring done for about $3 a foot for a nice LVP from Right Rug to do that. So I know I can get that for $3. I'm gonna budget $5 because we are gonna have some significant repairs. So, but I'm gonna budget. We'll look at that when we get to some framing on that. So $5 a foot. We're gonna say 10K for flooring. Now, those are kind of like, I'm not gonna say the big ticket, but we got the bath. We got the kitchen next. Kitchen. I can do a standard kitchen. The way that we map it out and the way that I draw them out is about $12,000 for a kitchen. That's appliances and everything. And that's what we'll put in here. It's a nice first-time home buyer, like a nice soft close kitchen. Like you see how the kitchens look. So like 12K for the kitchen. Framing, structural stuff. Like it's tough without measuring every single thing, but for structural, that's in the basement, jacking everything up. And remember, you're GCing this, so you're gonna have to bring the people here and run the play with all that. I'm gonna budget for all the structural stuff to make it perfect and everything, $10,000. That's getting a structural engineer to come out, paying them about $1,000 to tell you exactly what to do, between 800 and 1,000, and then another 9,000 to make it perfect. What do you think, Dylan?
I would honestly run. How much is structural engineer?
How much is what?
Structural engineer.
I use Tracy. He's about $400.
So I budget more. That Tracy for me. Yeah, I love Tracy. I budget about 800 for Tracy sometimes, just because sometimes his prices change.
Yeah, exactly.
So call it 800 for Tracy. What I would honestly do.
So engineer.
Is I'd run the play myself, and I'd get a 3-man crew for about $1,000 a day.
Engineer.
And I would budget about 3 days for them to do that. So I think we can cut that in half, honestly.
Okay, so then we'll say floor repairs. Floor repairs. So your floor repairs is gonna be you managing the crew. About $30 an hour, $35 an hour. 800. We'll say $1,000 a day just to be safe. $1,000 a day. They're going to be following the plans of the engineer. They're framers. So you're just looking for framers. The structural stuff people get crazy about, but all it is framing. It really is framing. And the stuff that you got to cut up and demo is like demo guys that can follow framing. I'm going to re-say that. It's really framing. It's really all framing stuff. But the stuff that you got to cut up and down in the basement to concrete, it's like they're going to have to do a little bit of concrete work. It's not the end of the world. But $1,000 a day, this will take 3 to 4 days. They have to run the play that the engineer gives them. That's what's so important. These guys are not structural engineers. They're really good framers. They just have to be able to read what the engineer says. So $1,000 a day, we're gonna say 4 days. 4 days is fair. We're at $4,000 for this. One step I don't want you to miss is when they're done with this repair before you pay them, have the engineer come back out to verify it's right. Because you just want him to like put a stamp on it. You just want it to be safe. That's what you want. That's that. And then $1,000 a day in material. What do you think for material? Probably another 1,000, 1,500.
About 1,500.
So 1,500 material. So we're looking at for the structural repairs, 5,500 labor and materials to knock that out.
And that scares people away. That's hilarious.
Yeah, it does. It
Yeah,
does. It's crazy.
big time. All right. So now then we've got, so we got the kitchen covered. We got the bathrooms. We got paint, carpet, paint, flooring, electric finish, plumbing finish. Well, we put the plumbing finish in our plumbing budget already.
Yep.
But then we have to buy vanities.
Chimneys.
What's going on with the chimneys?
They need to be tuck pointed, I believe.
So they don't. What I would do is while I'm doing this roof, gone.
Okay.
No more chimneys.
Just
Just,
roof.
so just knock. the
Yep.
chimney off.
Get rid of the chimneys. If you're redoing the roof in this old house, there's nothing that is exhausting. And even if there is something that is exhausting or venting, vent it out the side of the house. Eliminate the chimneys above the roof if you're not using them. You just don't. They're going to be a maintenance item. They're going to be a nightmare at some point. So you're just better off just having the guys just get rid of it and just decking over it and being done with it.
Okay.
So cool.
Yep.
All right. So we got finish for electric, and then we've got HVAC. You want to do HVAC? HVAC. Now we're moving bathrooms and we're adding some space. So they're going to need to come in. We're going to want them to service the furnace, and they're going to need to run a couple duct lines and tie off with stuff. So I budget $2,000 for new metal to run the new duct lines and whatnot. Their electric finish, $50 a fixture to buy it, and then another 50 to 75 to install it. We'll budget 200 a fixture. And again, these are rough numbers. We want you to go through and count all this. But 20, let's say 3,000 for my electric finish is probably a little bit high, but that's okay. That's the finish because the electric seems like it's in good shape already. And exterior, we got that patio, that deck, that porch is kind of a mess.
Yeah.
So that just needs ripped up and redone. The easiest thing you're going to be able to do is add an extra day to these framers here and then have them just redo it. So just add one more day. So we're looking at...
Does that include the awning too? Like the top of
We
the
got to
deck?
look at it and see. If they can save it, they're going to save it.
Okay.
We'll have them put a 4x4, jack it up, and then do everything, and then save it. You want to try... This is a cool old house. You want to...
Right here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely save it.
Okay, so that's still good. So porch. How'd the deck look?
The deck's not bad. Out back.
Just pressure wash and paint?
Yeah.
Probably deck over.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
some nice paint.
Yeah.
Some nice paint? Okay. Deck. And this is general labor. These are painters, $25 an hour. You buy the paint, they can paint it. So this is where you gotta, you're gonna GC this. That's how you're gonna save money. That's how you're gonna get these costs is you're full-time real estate. So sometimes people are like, I'm full-time real estate, I don't wanna do anything. I'm like, no dude, you do everything.
Yeah.
That's why we can get the pricing. That's why we deal with the stuff we deal with is because we're quarterbacking this entire thing. So deck, another 1,000, you buy the paint and do that. All right. And then we got obviously holding costs, carrying costs, and borrowing the money.
Rental.
Yeah, so let's add all this up here.
83.2.
83.2 is total. And then we want to do a 10% contingency. Puts us at to say 95,000.
95. Okay.
So we're looking for a rehab, 95K. And then we want to figure carrying costs too. What's it going to cost to borrow the money and stuff? I'm just telling you, it adds up.
Yeah, it do.
It just adds up. So we're probably you're thinking a rehab like this will probably take 4 months at borrowing 350,000. That's 3,000 a month plus everything at 4,000 a month. So times 4, that's another $16,000 in carrying costs. So $112,000 hard and soft costs to get this done. And then the one thing that worries me a little bit too is let's run the numbers on this. So they're offering it for how much?
I got it locked in at 182.5.
You put 112. So let's run the final numbers then. So the final numbers, we're looking at purchase price 182.5.
Yeah.
We got the rehab at 112. Now the ARV, you have a really good comp around the corner, not on a busy street, which is okay. It's not a big deal. 450.
450. Yeah.
Our general rule of thumb for this is we want to be all in, max all in, no more than 75% of appraised value. Times 0.75. Our max all in, $337,000. So if we add these two up right here, where does that put us?
294.5, I believe.
294.5. So that's plus. That's a huge plus, right? That you're going to be less. So that's positive. Now, the one thing I worry about though is a $450,000 ARV if we're going to follow the 1% rule, which is a pretty standard rule to follow, you should hopefully be able to rent this for $4,500 a month, following the 1% rule. Now, is that gospel? Not always, but we need to make sure that the DSCR covers this $300,000 mortgage payment.
Exactly.
So now let's go, and no, we got to make sure taxes, insurance. Are you going to pull permits? I don't care if you do or not.
I wasn't planning on
That's fine. The only reason I even ask is for tax abatement, because you could get a tax abatement and not have property tax. You're also at a very challenging place to not pull permits. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know.
Like you're literally on the main road across from the speedway where everybody's at. So like just throwing that out there that it might come up. Do what you want with it, but whatever.
That's another question I got. Like, how do I know when to pull permits and when not?
Well, if you ask the internet, you never pull permits. Don't ever pull permits if you ask anybody on the internet. It's a free country and no man is going to tell me what to do. I stand up for my land and I do whatever I say. That's what the internet says. In reality, I pull permits whenever I do full gut, big renovations. I do pull permits. And I pull them for a couple of reasons. Number one is I pull them for the incentives and the abatements. Like we typically invest in opportunity zones. And opportunity zones are places where people want you to invest and the city wants to give you incentives. So I like to pull the permits because they give me tax abatements. I don't have to pay any taxes. I have to pay less taxes for 10 years on these properties for fixing them up. So there's a huge opportunity there to save money and if I flip it, to give an end buyer another reason to buy the property. Another reason I like to buy it is it's another checks and balance. Like, especially for people starting out, you get another set of professional eyes on it to make sure it's right. Because when a contractor comes through and does stuff, I'm not saying all of them, but there are some contractors that don't know what they're doing. And they can really take advantage of you or take advantage of the homeowners, take advantage of people by just saying it's right. And then people are naive. They just don't know what they don't know. So that's another thing. Now, really, like this house isn't a full gut. Like this isn't that bad. I mean, we're adding we're adding a bathroom. It essentially is like the biggest thing that we're doing. So like I would kind of say this is a cosmetic renovation because you're not gutting it to the studs. You're not doing any of that other stuff. It's like it's not even that much that you're doing, but then I can jack up the cost and say it's retail pricing. And basically like all the work I'm doing at this house, yeah, I'm getting it done for $112, but it's really like $190, $200,000 worth of work. And then I can lower my tax burden on this and then cash flow even more money because because of the tax incentives and whatnot. So now if this house was not in an opportunity zone and it was somewhere like in the suburbs where they aren't giving abatements, I'd be like, let's just knock this thing out. Like, let's just knock this out. It's not even like worth the headache or whatever. But the truth is the city is pretty quick about coming out, getting permits. They've gotten a lot better. Cincinnati just hired 29 new building inspectors. So they can get out pretty quickly and you're not doing a lot of work here. So I wouldn't, like, I would be like, yeah, I'm updating the kitchen. And I'm adding bathrooms and I'm doing paint, flooring, and carpet. Paint, flooring, and just basic cosmetic stuff. Now you don't need a permit for the paint and flooring, but I would just make it sound like I'm just doing so much so I can jack up my number that I get back. But like for this, it's a coin flip, to be totally honest. Like for me, it's like I can go through the process very easily because I've done it so often. I know Joel, I know the building inspector down here really well. Like I have a house a mile this way and a mile that way. So I know this area very well. For you, it's like, you're probably like, oh, I don't know if I want to, meet them or do it. I get that. But at some point, like the incentives are very nice. Now, if I'm in an area where I'm just doing cosmetic and they're not giving me incentives and all I'm doing is this, like really, I just knock it out and not even care. So let's look and see here. This 290, let's just call it 300,000. So, all right. I have a house that I want to get a $300,000 DSCR loan on. Can you come up with the monthly payment, assuming my rate is at 7%, amortized over 25 years? Assume $100 a month for taxes and $100 a month for insurance. So let's just see what the payment is. Because if we're going to DSCR it, we have to make sure that the rent covers 1.25% of the mortgage. Roughly at the payment would be $23.20 a month. And then you not getting full leverage, you leaving 37 in equity, which I don't hate. I just think that people pull out too much money because we talk about appraised value and we talk about appraised value versus market value. Yeah, we could probably get this house appraised for 450, just like we did at Lockland, just like we did at Arlington. You know, that appraised for whatever, 220, I think?
225.
225. That house would never sell for 225 ever, not on its best day. You and I went and met the appraiser. Like we met the appraiser there. We did this whole thing and we forced the value. This house we could get to appraise for 450. We probably couldn't sell it for 450. So that's why I'm like, dude, leave money in it. You know, leave this extra 37 in here and then get lower debt. And so instead of going 75% of the after repair, you know, go 70%, 70% or 65%. Just whatever you need to basically pay off your lender and get this house with no money out of your pocket, with other people's money. You know what I mean? So 2.23. So we would need to rent this house for, so I'm going to take the rent, 20 times 1.25. So we would need to rent this house for $2,900 or $3,000 a month. $3,000 a month is what we would need to rent it for to be able to cover DSCR.
Okay.
Which is significantly less than the 450 it's worth. But again, we're only pulling out $3,000 in debt. So, you know, it could work. So that's some of the stuff we need to consider. And then what happens, you know, when your cash flowing, and this doesn't include setting aside money for reserves, because you want to set aside something for reserves and you want to account for a vacancy. And vacancy stings a lot more on a single family house than it does for a 2-unit or a 4-unit. The one on Wortman, we had to evict somebody and it sucks. Like nobody ever wants to evict somebody. I don't care what anybody says. This person ended up owing us $8,300 by the time it was all said and done. And like, luckily, like, you know, we've got 60 units, so I can absorb that. But dude, you just got to think like this payment is due whether or not this property is rented, no matter what. And when you have a single family and not even a 2-family that can even take half of this payment for you, and you're like, cool, I'll float the other 1,300 or the other 1,100, but this entire thing is due, and you've got like 3 doors and you're doing real estate full time, and you're like, oof. You know what I'm saying? And you know, there's, hey, maybe you need to pull out extras to set aside for reserves, but also you just got to make sure it makes sense. Like you just got to make sure it makes sense on that front. But even though this, and then it all boils down to this, like, is the juice worth the squeeze? Like it's a cool house, it's a good location. That's why I'm like, man, can we turn this into two two-bedroom units somehow, right? So then you have that, and we definitely could do that. But I think to make it really worth it, this number has got to come down because your rehab is almost as much as the purchase. I know, you know, it's up. Your rehab is up there compared to the purchase. Like, dude, you need to go back and tell them I ran my numbers. I got to get this thing for like 140. I got to get this thing for like 122, 750. Just to make up a number to make it sound like you put math behind it or whatever.
That's spot on.
How's that make you feel?
Good.
So and again, these are rough numbers. We want to go back and really like dial it in. But like, you're going to get to a point where you can do this at all the houses. Like you do the math and then you just do it in your notes. Like you do it in your notes and you knock it out. You want to save these?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, okay.
But I don't think it's a bad house. But like, man, I just wonder if I could walk in here. If I could walk in here and make this the foyer for 2 units. So this goes up to unit 2. This goes into unit 1. So what I'd have to do is frame this in and then make this room accessible over here. But I'm able to add 2 bedrooms here and I can rent it for $1,600. I mean, dude, I rent my 1-beds right down the street on Hoff. I rent those for $1,600 for a 1-bedroom on Hoff. But it's got river views and city views. So it's like kind of decked out. But like you could probably rent 2 beds here, and I haven't looked. We just got to verify. Probably for $1,900, maybe $2,000. So you get 2 nice 2 bedrooms. It could be worth it, and then you'll sleep better at night with one person moving out. And the thing you got to consider is like now your kitchen budget goes from 12, and we're going to do them a little bit differently. So like they won't be the same kind, but from 12,000 for one to 20,000 to do 2 nice kitchens. And then we got to think about the electric too, because now we got to split up the electric a little bit. So there are costs there that we could go down that rabbit hole. But dude, it's not bad. But is it worth it? are you going to miss something easier by trying to do this? That's the only thing.
Yeah.
You don't got to answer that now. So what do you not do to make it work? Do you not side the house because it doesn't really need sided? But then you're like, well, comp it out, man. That house right there, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Then the appraiser's going to be like, well,
Exactly.
I don't know if I can do that because you have old asbestos siding.
Yeah.
That is this. And here's the thing: is like with the old asbestos siding, you don't need to be scared. You can literally paint. You can literally just repaint this. Get pieces that match that are not made of asbestos. They'll make them. They make them out of fiberglass to go over top of it, or you can side right on top of it and encapsulate it. So this asbestos siding doesn't need to scare people, but you do need to budget for how you're going to fix this stuff. But if you're taking it off or doing whatever, then you open up a box of worms. Then you got to have your certifications, masks, your PPE. You got to encapsulate everything. So it's just easier really to repair it with a newer version of this to match it, or reside the whole house. So I don't know, dude. What do you think? What are you guys thinking right now? Damon, what do you think? No, I'm not. I've just been doing this longer than everybody else. Those chimneys are going to be an issue. Get rid of them. For real. Like, you do not need those chimneys at all. They will be an issue. It's a cool house. Do you know what the story is?
No, I do not. I don't.
How long has the wholesaler been trying to sell it?
For about a week.
You have it under contract, though?
Yes. No earnest money yet. He wanted some today, but...
I would just tell him, dude, I'm telling you, I wish I would have walked away from my Columbia Tuscum deal. And part of it was my ego. All of it was my ego. Because I'm like, dude, I did all these other houses. I'm the fucking best. I can do this and that. And I was like, if I can do the Hillside District, I can do that. And mine situation was different. The house was definitely leaning. And I was aware of that. And I was totally fine with fixing foundations. I just didn't know that when you did a house in the Hillside District, the foundation repair, like I had to dig down like 10 or 11 feet, take soil samples, send them off to an engineer, have the engineer look at it, tell me if I dug deep enough, tell me if I need to go deeper, wait 2 months. Like, it was an entire mess. And in Cincinnati, like as cool of an area this is, dude, there's easier areas than here. And this might be tricky for you to pull a dumpster in, work vans and whatnot. Like a building inspector sees a bunch of white unlabeled vans with ladders on them. They're probably gonna stop.
Exactly.
Especially if they're newer inspectors and they want to be like Hercules and they're just like got all that energy from being a new inspector. And they're like, oh, I'm gonna go bust this guy. Like, I would just account for something like that.
Okay. Would you do it?
No.
Okay.
It's just too much. It's like, dude, I would do it if, it's a good question.
No, the old him would do it.
The old me would do this in a second. I swear I'd be like, yes. But then I'm thinking, I'm just like, God, dude, there's just easier. There's easier houses. I don't want to do a single family rental. I just like, if this was a flip, I would do it. If this was a flip, not on this road, to be totally honest, I would do it. If it's a rental, that's a 2-family on this road, I would do it in a second because I think of the renter avatar. Like when I rented, dude, I'm like, here, I can walk to all the bars. I can walk to the gas station. As a renter, I love all of that. But as somebody buying it as a family or whatever, like, I wouldn't. I would just be like, no. Younger me would love this. Like, my avatar for this would be young professional, works at Jeff Ruby's, works at one of the restaurants down here, Taglia, wherever, that wants to watch work, hang out, have a cool place. But I wouldn't have a family in here. Like, I wouldn't do it.
Okay.
I wouldn't. Unless if it was on a road that wasn't as busy, I would flip it because I would feel super good about getting $450 out of it.
Exactly.
I wouldn't keep it as a rental. It's just too big. It's too big and it's just too dangerous. Like, the numbers scare me a little bit, dude. Do you feel comfortable paying $3,000 a month for 3 months if somebody's out?
No, not really.
Dude, it stung me. Like, I have a bunch of real estate and my mortgage on that was like $1,900 and it sucked for me for 3 months paying that, and 4 months now because it's still empty. And I have to decide, am I going to sell it? Am I going to midterm rental it? Because like, I don't really want to bring another renter in there right now. I just, I don't know. It's just like, this is one where the square footage is deceiving. It's just too big to be a rental for me here. That's what I'm saying is you would have to steal it. Like, I would have to be like 120. I think in this zone, they will let you turn this into a 2-family. But then everything gets more expensive. You got to change the electric. You got to change that. This could be a cool Airbnb. a midterm rental or short-term rental, but dude, there's just easier deals. I'd rather see you take down like 50 more Arlingtons that are easier,
better area.
Yeah, I mean that's weird to say Lachlan's better area than this, but it's easier. I mean, you saw how easy it was for you guys to crush Arlington.
Yeah.
You guys, how much cash back did you get?
I think I got 17, and then he got 17.
So you each made $17,000 with a partner, and then
It's pretty great.
and then that didn't take long. I mean, I was there. I saw the entire process. Like, dude, that's easy.
Yeah.
I mean, wouldn't you want more easy ones than this?
Yeah.
All right. And like, this is an ego play. It just is. Like, that's my deals I've lost money were egos.
Okay.
It was my big ego. Dude, I'd rather just be super boring, super safe, same thing over and over again, and just keep doing that. And like, the internet's like, that's slumlord. You're this. And I'm just like, cool. Then like, you keep doing what you're doing. I don't care. I'm not saying you need to do what I do. And nobody even needs to live in my houses. They can go live anywhere they want.
Exactly,
I don't care. But this is just what works for me in my life. Like, this is the audience I'm playing to. Like, cool. If you want something super fancy, up there they built all those beautiful apartments. Those one beds rent for $2,900 a month. Go rent a one bed from there.
Exactly.
Or go take my very nice 2-bedroom that's still very nice but very basic. Granite countertops, stainless appliances, soft close cabinets. It's all white everywhere. I'm so sorry. It's all white everywhere. Tile bathrooms, tile surrounds. And go rent one of my 2-bedroom houses that's a quarter mile that way for $2,000 for a 2-bedroom house.
Yeah.
Or get your $2,600, $2,900 one bed. Like, I'm fine playing in that arena. If it's slumlord, it's slumlord. I don't think it is, but like, whatever.
Exactly. All right. Oh,
are you happy?
Yeah, I'm loving it. That's why I called you out here. The best that there is.
Whatever. I've just been doing it longer. I'm not even that good. I mean, I'm fine. It's just like, when you're going to be, dude, in 10 years, you're going to be the best. And then you're going to be helping somebody. Hopefully. Like, that's what you got to always pay it forward. Like, I've just been doing this long enough to know I've been through the brain damage. Like, you don't need the same brain damage.
Exactly, yeah.
And it sucks, dude. I know what it's like to fall. Dude, I see this and I love this. Like, I'm like, Pearls, Taglio, Jeff Ruby's like, I got a house here. I'm the shit. Yeah. But like, it's also okay to like not have a house here. Like, it's okay to wait. Like, it's okay to do the boring stuff.
Okay.